Theoretically, we're live. We'll see once we get the your live notification in the chat.
No, we're on the internet again.
Oh, that didn't matter.
Again.
Well, I don't remember how this works. Do I roll dice?
I roll dice.
Sometimes more than one of them.
You roll dice and you fear Big Daddy V.
Yeah. They
Did we not put a moratorium on calling him that?
No.
No, we did not. I think that might have been just an us discussion.
Yeah. No, I started saying it ironically, and then it stopped being ironic. Damn it.
It's never gonna go away. No
No.
matter how much you
No.
fight.
Like saying totes.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I was like,
Totes
that's so dumb,
Totes to
totes.
goats.
No, I just say it. It's
No, I
really
just
a shame.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Hey, I think we're live.
Yay.
We do this.
Yay.
It's been a long time coming, so it's
You're
gonna
gonna
be a
hurt
little bit more
yourself.
erratic. Yeah, I'm probably am. Welcome everyone to Decisions and Dragons.
Ooh, that was a good
This is
one.
a good one.
Extra.
That's good.
Oh,
That was good.
Indeed, but
You
mixed
good?
metal.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I'm good.
Do you need to
My
vomit?
neck, I didn't realize my neck could feel like that. Hold on, I gotta fix my hair.
Next time you need to put something with like hard guitars on
I was
Siren's
gonna
tape
say
when you do
like
that.
guitar shred right at the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome everyone back to Decisions and Dragons.
Yay.
Very, very glad that we're back. I apologize to everybody for disappearing for a while. Real life stuff sucks sometimes, but that's why we have Decisions and Dragons, and I'm very, very glad to be with these people again. So first off, to my party, I love you all so much. I'm very excited to be back.
Love you.
You're pretty okay, I guess.
Thurston's sister dies.
Dustin, we can't hear you.
Which
Um,
one? He's got 3.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Did we
good
meet all three of them?
party likes.
We did, right?
I don't think you
No.
met his eldest sister.
No.
You haven't met
Met
Avis.
two.
We met
Yeah.
Have
Grace,
not-
hear me
yeah.
now?
And the-
Yes, we can
yes,
hear
we
you
can.
Okay, pretend that I've been giving Cujo shit for the past like 10 minutes. 'Cause I,
Oh, you.
No, I mean, like, I heard that in my mind. I thought you were just
assumed.
putting it out
You
there.
know, to be 100% honest, I did that whole intro and I was like, wow, everything's really positive and everyone's super excited. Man, this
I
is
was
great.
muted.
Why does it feel wrong? To recap. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
No, I was gonna say, Thurston. No, we did not meet your the eldest.
Mm-mm. There are plans.
I mean, I'm
that
sure
means
his
she's
mom has
not the
plans to
oldest
give us
sister.
Some more.
I have younger sister and oldest sister. Well, clearly she's not the oldest sister. God damn it.
Middle sister.
Oldest that we've met.
True.
I mean, I'm sure we'll go get yelled at by Thurston's mom some more in the future.
Oh, we definitely are going to get yelled
Probably.
at by Thurston's mom.
I mean,
I am waiting
Inevitable.
for the party to start getting howlers from Thurston's
Oh,
mom.
yeah.
Brew.
hmm The rest of the campaign is just us trying to outrun his mom.
Please, his mom probably already tracked down. His mom probably tracked down Gilmore, ripped that messenger book out of his hands. Caps.
We're just going to start getting angry
Yeah.
messages in all caps.
be like, where's this coming
She's-
from?
She's not the final boss in a Final Fantasy game. She's the optional boss that you
Oh,
really
yeah.
need to be like late game maxed out.
After you
even
beat the
think
game,
about
you
going
can opt
after-
in.
Yep.
Heroic
It's like
mode
the
boss.
game warns you, like, you sure?
You should.
You get a special title for slaying her.
Yeah.
This title would do great to beat the game. Anyway, now that we're getting all of our goofs out. Let's recap. So, I'm going to start a little bit previous, and those of you with notes, feel free to correct me, because it's been a month or so. You guys participated in an underground arena fight under one Quincy's Tavern in Western. After fighting a group of adventurers, calling them the Final Four, I believe? Final Five. And mopping the floor with them, you then did battle with a gemstone dragon. After one Faraday decided to shit talk the owner of the arena and the whole Brawlers League. It's fine.
Oops.
In that encounter, one Thurston lost consciousness, briefly revealing that Thurston is a changeling. You all
I
successfully
don't remember any of that happening.
You successfully
Good.
gathered the remains and went back to Thurston's estate, where secrets were shared, information was acknowledged, and you all made the proposal to go to Iman.
I saw that.
He's
He
doing
totally
this.
just nipped at you.
But his ears are floppy, so it's like I can't do ears with my hands like this, but
Yeah, he's being a bitch.
after taking the Gilmore's teleportation circle in Gilmore's Glorious Goods, which you totally had permission from Gilmore to use, you made your way through the streets of Amman, encountered one young teen named Reshi, and had a bard's competition in the oh shit, I forgot the name of the tavern. But you know what? It's Grimlock. Yes, that one. After exposing the winner as a fraud and a thief, Dermot was then named the winner, and Dermot got I believe, a violin bow that gives him a couple bonus.
The bow of the White Duke.
Yes. I don't remember if I made a custom item for that. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I will figure it out.
I know that I didn't, but I have it all written down.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So it can be used to its proper effect.
Okay.
It's just not on my character sheet.
I trust you to make the item. I mean, I can make it if you want.
Plus 10 billion to everything. Got it.
Dermot dies in a fire.
He has an advantage on all attack rolls.
Regardless of sight, senses, whatever.
Yes.
Even ones that are not yours.
Dermot
You then,
Paragon template foregoing the plus 15 level.
you see what my face just did when you said Paragon template? Fuck you. You met with one Arcanist, Allura Vysoren, after the competition was finished, followed very closely by one Lady Kima Vord. And having given her all the information you have on the current situation, and being given that, Gilmore does disappear from time to time, and she doesn't seem too terribly worried, but can understand the suspicion. You guys had decided that you guys were going to venture towards Singor, because you knew that that might be where the second part of this manuscript was going to be. You had a conversation with Allura, who said that she might be able to get an arrangement with somebody in Singorn, and to make sure that you guys were all kept safe, gave you the key to her suite in the inn, of which Kima was a little upset about, because it was date night.
Sorry, Kima.
But you all were, I believe, in the suite at that point. We were just going to pass the time till the next day.
Yes.
All right. The next day. We'll just do this one. Just because.
Yes, and we learned that Marin, when
Yeah.
Allura first met Marin, she was a child, and that was only like 5 years
Yes.
ago.
That was like
And now
5
she's
years
like
ago.
a full
And like
adult.
a full-blown adult.
You guys know that
Luckily.
there's something weird with Marin,
Yep.
and it's somehow tied with Gilmore's disappearance, and possibly also everything with the underplane.
Yep.
Um,
Also, where did we lose Rushy?
Reshi, you guys essentially, as you met with Allura, I think
We
Dermot
sent
was
him
like, "Hey,
We
can
like-
you go over there?"
there.
And she was like, "Okay."
So he just wandered off. We just like left him alone in a bar.
I assume
At the
we
age of,
found
like,
him.
15.
I assume we. Well,
We
I
are
don't.
not responsible for him.
We'll say that after your conversation with Allura had finished, her enchantment surrounding you guys with anti-scrying magics having faded away, you look and see that Reshi is sitting awkwardly at a nearby table, next to one drunk ass human who keeps talking about these grand adventures on the open sea, and
I forgot.
beer breath is just going into Rechi's face as he looks and is like, okay, that's nice, friend.
See, kid, that's what happens to you when you drink too much.
Yeah, I'm learning that lesson real quick. As he
That's also
gags
what
as
happens to you when you
a
drink.
beer burp breath just like hangs in the air a little bit. Listen, can we go? What's happening? What are we doing?
Well, you,
At this point, the drunk human has face planted on the table.
there, now you can ignore him. You came here for a reason, correct?
Well, yeah, I was trying to figure out how to get to Vestra.
Are Laura and Kima still here?
They are, as the enchantment ended, Allura is essentially making her way towards a side room, and Kima is following closely behind. But their movement is like stuttered a little bit because they are both having that hushed, tense conversation. Make a perception check if you want to hear what they're talking about.
Oh,
Nope,
I'm much.
don't hear shit.
Ooh. Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
Kima is essentially telling Allura that she places too much faith in random strangers she just met.
Always.
Also, this was meant to be their night. Allura says they are more. They seem trustworthy. I don't get any bad vibes off of them. And you think you hear something along the lines of, "And if they do anything to cross me, I'll just disintegrate them. It's just that easy." And Kima kind of calms down a little bit, but still has a little bit of a sourpuss on her face.
Okay. Faraday will with Reshi like looking like kind of like a lost puppy, she'll stand up and yell for Allura.
Hmm.
And then grab Reshi's hand and drag him towards her.
You just hear the as he is dragged forward, and we'll say as you drag him, he bumps the chair that the drunk human is in, and he kind of as you approach Allura, who turns with a confused expression. Yes.
Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry to interrupt. You're more than we
Sure.
already have. This new friend of ours, Reshi, is trying to get to, where was it again? She looks at him.
Told, hi. I was told to go to Vestra. And Allura goes, all right. Well, unfortunately I don't have any contacts with a teleportation circle there, but I can put in a good word for you at the docks. They might be able to have a ship ready to go. And Reshi goes, oh yeah, I mean that's fine. What direction is Vestra? And Allura's like, it's due west of here. I can give you. I'll give you a map. And Kima's like, and she just sort of stomps off.
Oh, Kima.
Allura actually takes one of her. It's Allura Vysoren. She has access to a book pretty much at all times. Are we okay with that idea?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Magic.
Magic. She's
I mean,
magic.
She's probably got an extra large bag of holding. So
Yeah. The woman is like a level 20 wizard. Like she can magic up a map.
She can do anything.
Yeah.
She waves her hand and a scroll of paper materializes in the air, and she hands it to Reshi. This is a map of the seas, and it should include Vestra on there. And she's eyeing Reshi a little curiously, and he goes, "Thanks. I'll go see if I can find a captain or someone." And as he says that,
Oh
the drunk
no.
human perks up. "I have a ship. It's the grandest ship on the open sea. I can get you to Vestra faster than any ship in the dock."
Are you gonna stop drinking long enough, friend, to actually get him there? You're gonna fall
Ah!
overboard.
That's a wonderful challenge. Maybe.
You don't seem like one that's gonna rise to the occasion, to be honest with you.
I get that all the time. My first mate gives me so much shit. Come, child, let's go.
I'm sure she does.
Can I roll insight on this dude?
Sure.
Yeah.
12.
Don't say it so proudly. Wow.
Double
Well,
nat ones.
It
So we're
was-
starting tonight good.
It was
Nice.
almost a
Yo, snake
17
eyes.
on the die.
Yo, snake eyes.
Oh no. If you get if your next D20 roll is another natural 1, burn all of your dice.
It's been a rough few weeks.
Yeesh. With a 12, you gather this dude maybe believes his own hype just a little too much, but looking at his clothing, and specifically actually looking at his hands, you definitely pick up that this dude does spend a lot of time on the sea, and his hands look rough, as though he had been maybe tying some knots and whatnot and working with rope a whole lot. So you're kind of getting some good vibes, but he does just seem a little extra pretty much all the time. Might be a
Dermot sees no
character
problem with
flaw.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Reshi just turns.
He's not like actively malicious, so he gets a pass in my book.
Reshi turns and says, well, it was nice meeting you all. Guess I'm about to go on the ocean. If you've ever been an investor, look me up, I guess. I don't know.
We'll be sure to do that. Good luck, Reshi.
Thank you.
Good luck with your cryptic adventure. I just
He's
want to
like-
wrap him up in a blanket.
He does the trudge where his shoulders slump.
Aw.
Because he has a quarterstaff, he holds it at like 3/4 up and just drags it behind him as he like starts walking down the stairs after the drunk human. But then the night is yours. Is there anything you guys wish to do before time passes and the sounds that we're listening to make sense?
Thurston just wants to get to a suite, which sounds so lovely for once.
Not like we didn't spend a whole month at his home.
Yes, but he had put himself in the mindset of like, okay, I have to go back to sleeping in closets
Yep.
and
Yeah.
on the ground.
Fair.
And so when he heard sweet,
True.
We're still
Well-
making up for lost time.
You guys use the key that Allura provided you. And you know like the basic layout of the inn, okay? You open the door and the room that is before you should not be this large, but it is somehow. It is lavishly decorated. There are rose petals leading from the door to the bed, where you see
So there's only one bed.
there is only one bed. It is huge, but there is only one bed. You see that it's covered in beautiful flowers,
Oh
and
no.
there is some enchanted instruments playing by themselves in the corner. You see some beautiful tapestries, and you see actually one portrait that was done of the both of them, and you can actually see that they are holding hands, and it is visible that there is a ring on their finger. Um, but yes, you essentially walk into a honeymoon suite for a married couple that is not you.
Well,
We really need to start staying at places like this more often. I mean, look at this. This is fantastic, guys. I know, I understand we can't always stay in places like this, but like, don't you see the quality difference?
I mean, Thurston, we interrupted their sex night.
Is that what they were doing in
Dermot looks at you super wide-eyed. Is that what they were gonna do?
Please tell me that Dermot is secretly like celibate and like doesn't approve of sexual intercourse of any kind.
Didn't,
I don't
didn't
know.
he?
Why don't you roll insight, Joseph?
Didn't he like play music for somebody's sexy times at some point? I
Yeah,
I
that was
think
Cadriel
so.
and
That
Marin.
was Cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Why don't you roll
Yes, it did.
insight?
Maybe that, I don't know, that was the intent of the music.
True. It was mostly just
Hey,
kind of
we
the
don't
backing
know.
track.
As you
We were
guys
just doing aerobics.
are inspecting the
Mhm.
room, you actually do hear a knock at the door, and you actually see Irid poking her head in.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Come in,
Oh shit.
Iris.
Come in. Come in.
Should I come in? I can
That
find
was
another
not for
room.
us.
It's fine. And I
We are
like
not.
I like wrap my arm around her waist because I'm short. And I just kind of like pull her into the room.
You hear a, ah, she's being yanked in.
I think that we owe Alora and Kima big time.
Oh, you met with Vysoren.
Yes.
That's good. Oh, and she looks at the portrait.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I don't have a whole lot of guidance on that.
Fine.
all
I
I know
don't think
is-
that they need us to. We interrupted.
Well, I just know that I've heard stories about Lady Kima, and
Seemed rather spirited.
that's a term. Well,
Anyway,
yay.
Thurston, do rooms like this usually come with food, or do we have to eat the flowers?
Dermot immediately eats a flower.
Sure he fucking does. Well, typically you can call for service, and if the kitchens are still open, then you can have your food custom made for you. They don't know what you want if you don't tell them.
I mean, the places we stay at don't usually have a choice.
Just gonna switch the sound.
Yeah, I
to
know.
Anything else?
I know.
Dermot is just chowing on this singular flower. You probably won't like the flowers.
It's like this salad is great.
These are just regular flowers.
I'll be right
It's a
back.
garnish.
Irid starts inspecting the room, and you can see that there are big, huge armoires, and the furniture is very, very lavish and beautiful. But she notices that there's one like curtain. I don't even know, like the rope that's next to a curtain. I don't know what the term.
Yeah, it's like the drawstring.
Yeah.
Sure. And she's like, "Oh, is there a view?" And she pulls it, and you see behind the bed there are these curtains that part, and you can see through enchantment basically a sea of stars coming through this window. Even though it's the middle of the day, somehow this enchantment is still active. And she says, "Okay, I'm just going to stop touching anything.
Huh.
Food would be nice, though." And she just instinctively looks at Thurston.
And he's gonna look around and see if there's any sort of This is going to sound bad, but for lack of a better term, a bell.
You look on the nightstand, and there is a small silver bell with a laced handle.
Well, let's see what they have here. I'll just give it a little ding.
As you do that, appearing right behind you is an older gentleman wearing a very nice suit.
Shit, they
Whose
do that.
I told you.
hair is like short and cropped and clean, crew cut. He goes, "Yes, may I help you, sir?"
Yes, we were hoping to see what might be available to order from the kitchens, if possible.
Whatever you desire will be made immediately.
Fantastic. Well, does anybody know what they might want?
There's not like a list that we pick from, or just, a meal you're making everybody eat.
No, the kitchens are magically enchanted, and as such, such food you desire shall be yours. Everybody roll me an insight check real quick.
Thurston is not going to. He thinks it's legit.
7.
18.
17.
Okay.
18.
Guys with your 18s and above. Kind of getting some Jules vibes.
That's what I was thinking when I heard the voice.
You have a brother in Western.
I'm sorry, what?
Never mind. Can we just get, a variety of things so we can, have a little bit of everything?
Well, of course. Would
You
you
have a
prefer...
special this evening.
Well, yes. There. Oh shit. Oh yeah. We have a special from Marquette. It is a drink called the Mage's Cloak. It is a very popular beverage, as well as fresh roast from the Wildmount countryside.
Sounds perfect.
Are there any
That's-
vegetables in
What-
season? Whatever's in season right now.
Season does not play a factor in this.
Oh.
What vegetables do you like?
Well, root vegetables. Various carrots. Carrots are good. Cucumbers, lettuce, radishes. Really just an assortment.
It will be fetched. Post
Do you have any of the honey mead from the distillery in Nicodranus?
Yes, we do.
I look at Faraday. Can we get some of that as well?
Right away. And as they step away, you actually see the form just slowly go translucent until there's a little bit of like a cloud, and then they just.
Brandon's just looking at her like,
Thurston was totally not paying attention. I'm calling it now. Thurston was not paying attention and didn't see it.
you
Guess
saw
He
now
it.
we know
You
how
saw
to
it.
roll
roll
it.
insight because he's like, yes,
This
I
is
ring
how-
bell, I get service.
I get whatever I want.
After about 10 minutes, there is the same wisp of the gentleman appearing in the center of the room. And as he waves his hand, there is another poof, a little poof of magical smoke, and it sort of extends and reveals a long dining table that is covered in everything that you guys had specifically requested, with the best china, silverware. Everything is beautifully decorated. The tablecloth is a nice red velvet. The honey mead is in a crystal decanter. And you just see plates and plates of food, along with several of glasses. This slightly sparkling sort of pinkish purplish liquid.
Would I recognize that as the drink from Marquette, having spent
Oh yeah.
significant time there?
Yes, you would. I will just go ahead and give you that. Will there be anything else?
Is there any chance that I could persuade you to the people's room that we're using? I think it was supposed to be a special night for them. Would it be possible for you to perhaps deliver some of your fine food to our friends? Be willing to pay for it.
I am unable, as my dwelling is in this suite. Therefore, I am not allowed to step beyond the bounds of my dwelling.
There are surely others here that can step beyond the bounds.
I have a singular purpose, and it is to serve. And it is here that I exist.
I look at Cad and say, I'm sure we'll find a way to make it to them.
Suppose. Well, that's all then, I think.
Wonderful. I'm just a ring away, should you need anything. And you see, similarly, turns and disappears in a little puff of smoke.
Thurston, is Jules bound to your house?
I mean, no, like,
Did
but
he leave
I
the
mean,
house?
yeah,
that
I've
long?
never left the house with him before. But like, why would he be bound to my house?
Thurston, roll a history check.
Oh yeah, because he's good at that shit.
Just saying. Oh, I'm trying to remember a thing. That sounds like it could be in my
You know, that's
history.
19 actually. That one was not so
19.
terrible.
You do not recall any time that Jules has stepped off of the property.
Knew it.
Yeah, but
That's
to be
skipping
fair,
over
my mom
stuff.
barely let me leave the property growing up.
That's
So there just
true.
weren't a lot
Yeah,
of circumstances where I would have. I just wouldn't have gone with him to whatever errand he was doing.
Well, it looks like the next time we're in Western, we have science to do.
Maybe he's bound to Thurston and not actually the house.
Hey, Jules.
Me.
Does Jules appear?
Make a perception check.
I will
Thurston,
log
you
off
try
right now
calling
if Jules
him.
fucking shows up. Swear to fucking God. If this fucking butler shows up in the middle of a mon, God damn it.
Cujo?
Yeah,
If
I will
he's
end
here,
this
I see
stream.
him.
If
What'd
I
you
end
get?
the stream.
23.
23. You look around. Jules is not in the room.
How would he get here that fast? That
How
doesn't
does
make
he
sense.
usually
Yes,
get
he
here
just
that
showed up.
fast?
Just conducting experiments.
Okay, you guys are
Maybe-
thinking about this way too much.
No, I don't think we are.
He's just really good at his job. Like, I don't understand.
This is my favorite thing ever.
This joke is so stupid. I hate it.
It's the fucking best. Jules could literally turn into a demon, and
Mhm.
Thurston
Thurston
would be like,
wouldn't-
"No,
He might be
Yeah,
a
you
demon.
need
We don't know.
protection."
He's really
Yeah.
good.
Why would
He's
he
really
not
good at
be
mending
able to
socks.
transform into a demon?
Demons can be good butlers too.
Yeah. I'm certainly not going to discriminate against anyone for their appearance. That would be rather hypocritical, wouldn't it?
Considering you can appear
got
as
you
anybody
there.
you choose to. Sorry.
Magically. With
Oh,
your
look, honey.
magic.
Ired's like poking the crystal decanter. What was that?
Oh, look, honeymead.
Yes, I think we should probably eat this delicious food before it starts to get cold.
Is this all going to be charged to the room? Is that how this works?
I hope so.
We'll leave some money.
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay. We can add
Don't
that to
worry
the
about
list
it.
of things then that we send the thank you for?
Oh, we'll leave some gold.
You all have a delicious dinner. The honey mead is ever flowing. The crystal decanter never runs low.
If I have any empty bottles from like what we had brought on the road with us, they'll
My-
fill them up.
My water skin that had like the one
Jesus.
sip of it left gets refilled. Absolutely.
Oh my god. God forbid if you run into Kyoko, she'd be like, give it.
Give it to me.
Fuck it. Everybody make a constitution saving throw. You guys are in a suite. You guys have honey mead. Pretty sure the night gets a little crazy.
Ooh, ouch.
Natural
15.
15, natural 20. There was an ouch.
8.
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson,
12.
12. Okay. The
Feel
8
great.
and the 12.
Yeah, fake kids.
You guys, everybody wakes feeling refreshed. It's one of the best nights of sleep. You can't tell if it was because you're in a suite or because of the delicious honey mead that was kind of taking the edge off of everything you guys have been going through lately. For Faraday and Dermot,
Oh no.
okay, you wake up feeling fine.
I'm
For
still a
now.
little warm.
You get a little bit of like heat in your belly, but nothing terrible.
Oh, you're so drunk.
You know, I did roll a natural 1.
Did-
Fuck it, you guys are still a little drunk.
I mean, that tracks.
Can't be hungover if you're still drunk.
Yep.
I remember those
Honestly, it's
mornings.
better.
Now
It's
it's time for
better that way.
brunch mimosas.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Kima is at home in their regular bed, like, I wanted my fucking mimosas.
Oh, keep.
Emma's gonna get the bill for all of this and come hunt us down.
Yeah, she will.
But the day is yours. What do you wish to do?
We're going to Singorn on foot, right? Is that what we decided?
Well, if
Laura was trying to secure
Yeah.
portal travel for us.
Right.
but I mean, how long do you think we should wait? Because we are on a bit of a time crunch.
I mean, I trust that she's not going to make us wait too long.
I'm more thinking, how long are we willing to wait?
Okay.
Give it a day, and
Yeah.
then if not, we'll head out on foot tomorrow.
Mhm.
It's what it's a couple weeks,
Yeah,
or
I-
at least to there.
The faster we get there, though,
As you
Less
guys are
likely
having
is
this
that-
conversation, Dermot, actually, you hear a familiar voice. Yes, this is Allura Vysoren. I only have one key to the room. If you could please let me in, that would be wonderful.
Oh shit!
I assume I hear this in my head.
Yes, you do.
I respond, yes, of course, and I rush to the door to open it.
Furiously try to get my bed head under control.
Where are you going?
You say that as the door opens and you see Allura standing there.
Oh,
She's wearing more of like a day gown, but there's no Kima at her side. Says,
Probably good.
Did everybody sleep well?
We did fantastic, even. If there's anything we can do to repay you for this kindness, please
Well,
let me know.
Well, it's my treat. Oh, Kima. And then she looks at all the flower petals and is like, now I understand.
we're very sorry we didn't.
No,
No.
it was my decision. It's my doghouse to stay in, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm glad you all are well rested. I did manage to get in touch with a colleague. They are in the memory ward of Singorn. Pardon me while I whip out my book of names. It is a Virian Daxiva. He was a colleague of mine, sort of turned diplomat to Singorn. He works closely with the other diplomats in the city itself. He is welcome to have you step through his teleportation circle. I would advise a bit of caution. Um, Things are a little tumultuous between the wardens at this time, and as such, everything's a little tense. If they see outsiders wandering the streets, it might cause some undue trouble.
Outsiders meaning non-elves or
Non-elves and
non-Singorn elves.
non-elves and non-Fakin, and she gestures to Faraday and to Dermot. So just understand that the elves in Iman and the better part of Taldoria are the same as any standard citizen. However, Singorian elves tend to be a little territorial.
Is Singorn on this plane currently?
Yes, it is. It is said to be so for the next few days, actually. So it actually works in our favor to get you there and hopefully back as soon as possible.
Yes, I think we would like to try our hardest to be out of there before it moves
Sure.
for multiple reasons.
Understood. Now, I can actually escort you to my tower. There's actually a funny thing about knowing the owners of this establishment. There's an enchanted door that leads directly into my tower, so we never have to deal with the townsfolk. But I can lead you this way if you are ready. If you want, I mean, there are shops. I'm sure there's Gilmore's if you do need any materials or supplies.
We stopped at Gilmore's yesterday, and you have already been more than kind enough to us. I think that it would be best if we make our way to Singorn and take one of the bottles that I filled up with the honey mead. Because I probably filled up all of them.
Oh God.
She nods and then it goes to her, but then like catches in the corner of her eye you grabbing one of the bottles, and she says, "Oh, you can take them. It's fine."
Oh, I filled this bottle up from that one. I'm from Nicodranus. Having taste of home was
She like peeks out the door. just gonna. She grabs one of them and then just uncorks it just a little bit and takes like not even a drop. Just like, I'm actually gonna keep this one. She puts it in her like whisks it away in her robe.
I mean, the decanter is ever filling.
A gift from Gilmore for our wedding.
It seems fitting from Gilmore. I don't have things to gather. I don't know about the rest of you.
No.
Put Gladius on my back and grab my bag.
It's really easy to pack only one bag.
Oh, sad.
As you guys leave, Ired packs up her stuff, and the moment Singorn is mentioned and Singorian elves, you notice a slight difference in her behavior, a little bit more reserved than normal. And she was already a little like not a people person. Now she's a little bit more quiet than usual, but she packs up her stuff and follows in line right behind you guys.
I stop her and say, Irid, you don't, as much as we appreciate you wanting to come with us, know that Singorn isn't for everybody. We don't expect that you follow us if you don't wish to.
I made a promise. I made a vow. Anything that you need from me, I will fulfill to the utmost priority. Now, unless there's And she says this, kind of widening her eyes, hinting at something. Unless there's anywhere else you need me to guard, any
Perhaps you should continue the hunt for Gilmore.
I can do this.
Uh,
Where was he last seen?
how are you with research?
Yeah.
I'm good with researching nature and the effects that certain plants have on the physiology of elves. And what research would you like me to go through specifically?
There's something that's been sticking in the back of my head. There's a property that we've come into the ownership of that holds a mystery or two of its own. Slightly dangerous, possibly very dangerous. It's a there's a some kind of energy wall that destroys things that touch it. If nothing else, we should probably have someone guarding that building to make sure no one else goes snooping and gets hurt. And I look to the rest of the group.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Probably a better call.
I also think it'd be good to have somebody at least near West Run.
You don't mind staying in Hurst Fields, or it's not the greatest of. It needs some work, but the forest area is lovely. I think that it might be right up your alley.
I'll make do. Thank you. And I've been to Turst Fields before. It's a quite little town, and I think it'll do better than Iman. But yeah, I'll set out immediately.
Tell Mayor Frost that we sent you when you arrive.
Will do. Yes.
And I toss them a coin pouch with 10 gold pieces in it.
Thank you. This will help.
Actually, it's 9 gold pieces and 10 silver.
At least you're not giving her fucking electrum.
Well, I have not been given any electrum.
I have 5.
Joke's on you. The way to go through that fucking field is just to have Electrum.
I toss it to her and say, for incidentals and to start on repairs or remodeling, the building either was once or could be a tavern or an inn.
All right. I'll make sure it's started immediately. Be safe. Don't be gone too long.
You as well.
And if something happens and you need me to come and find you, I would cross the entire plains of this world to be of assistance.
Keep in touch if and when you can.
Good luck. And she gives a bow, a very like I think I'm supposed to bow, sort of bow, and then makes her way out of the tavern. Allura says, "Is everybody ready?"
Yes.
You follow her out of the suite, and as you do, she actually holds her hand out to, I think it was Faraday. May I, before Kima actually kills me, can I have the key back, please?
Oh, sure. And I fish it out from wherever it was probably ended up in like some random pocket after
You take it
drinking.
off of the key ring that had best friends on it.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. She turns and locks it, and you do see a little spark of arcane power come off of the ring and the lock itself. And as you start making your way, you actually hear the door open, and you see what looks to be like a janitor, or like a just general help kind of coming out. He's got like a big bucket of water. He's got a mop. But looking at him, he looks somewhat familiar. He looks a little bit like the guy. But you go along the balcony that overlooks the stage that you guys had seen earlier. And you come to a door, and she pulls out another key and, in similar fashion, unlocks the door. There's a spark of arcane power, and she opens it to reveal the insides of a stone mage's tower. You all step through, and you can see all manner of arcane objects sort of hovering in the air. You see a is it astrarium? Is that what the term for like the full setup of the planets and everything?
Or
What's that
It's
called?
the Orologium.
An orrery.
Yeah,
Orrery.
the whole big
Yeah.
model.
yeah, orrery.
Orrery. You
Yeah.
see this orrery that's constantly ever turning, and it's not made of any metal or material. It looks to be almost ghostly in some way, shape, or form. But you see that going up the spiral staircase is this endless shelf of books that Arathea might be staring at for a hot second.
She's probably like falling behind more and more as they go up.
But eventually, you guys all come to a floor that has a teleportation circle carved into it. And the circle itself is placed on several circular rings made of stone so that the coordinates and everything can be interchangeable. She retrieves her focus, which in this case is a crystal orb. She says, "Well, wish you luck. You have a means of contacting me in case anything happens, or if you need to come by. Just let me know beforehand, just for life purposes. But I wish you luck."
Thank you again very much for allowing us to ruin what looked like it would have been a very nice evening.
Well, you remind me of some old friends, that's all. She mutters an incantation and focuses her arcane energy through the orb. And there's a flash, and the runes on the teleportation circle light, and you see the rings start to, almost like a, what's the name of the machine? AutoCAD? Start to like fully like judder and shift until finally the circle completes and it lights. She says, "Now would be the time."
I would like to grab Arathea's hand as I step onto the rune based on the last portal experience that we had.
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking smile, Jesus Christ.
Give your hand a squeeze. She gives your hand a squeeze, but
Fine.
she gives your hand a squeeze, but despite the last time, steps in a little bit more confidently, I think. Or at least tries to project this confidence.
All right. So, Cadriel and Arathea step through the circle.
Airedale step through circle.
Thurston will as well, of course.
All right.
And Dermot will tip his hat to Allura as he flourishes his cape and steps through the circle because he is a showman above all things.
Yes.
Totally thought you were going to say he skipped onto the circle.
I clip clop my happy ass onto that circle.
Hell yeah.
I was just thinking he was just going to turn his ass around.
You step through and can feel your heart and your stomach lurch as you are thrown a great distance. And similar to your last teleportation, this one is also very erratic. As you're seeing the rippling around you start to turn to a forest, a beautiful evergreen forest it then shifts and there's a flash, and you see. Actually, everybody, make me a perception check.
Well,
11.
14.
9.
With the 14.
23.
Or 23. Jesus Christ. So the 14, the images that are surrounding you guys in this circle are erratic, and you can see that it's almost like the world around you is snapping to different locations, and it can't focus on a particular spot. However, with a 14, Thurston, you did see, for a brief second, and it's burned into your mind, a burning, roiling sky with a terrible rocky mountain range on your left, and this plain that looked like at some point had some sort of civilization, where instead there are these almost half organic, half stones, sand. You don't know what material it's made of, but these 3 impossible towers curling up towards the sky, where all of these clouds seem to be roiling over. With the 23, you can actually see several images, this being one of them. Another image you see is of a landscape, a kingdom, an island nation that looks, it's almost like a quick pan through, almost looks entirely consumed by undead monstrosities. You see a desert city with 4 large pillars that have long since been destroyed. That at one point this could have been a mark of arcane advancement in culture that is decimated. You see you do before this last bit is a beautifully made crown city that you can see that all of the coat of arms and all of the flags and all of the tapestries supporting this ruler have been completely torn asunder. And you do see a flash of a tavern sign that looked like it once was called the Blackwater Tavern. You then see the final image, and then the world around you all starts to finally find its bearings, I guess, and the erratic teleportation slowly fades, and you find yourself in a beautifully lit wooden room with, balcony doors that lead out into a beautiful forest. It is mid-afternoon. There's a slight breeze that's rolling through, and the weather is not as sort of in between spring and winter. This is spring. You guys are immediately met with beautiful smells, just beautiful sunny weather outside the window. And you can see that in this room there is a rather large sort of wraparound desk in the corner of the room. We're seated on a plush cushion is a elf with light blue robes and platinum blonde hair, who is reading a book, and his features are very androgynous, very feminine, but still has a little bit of masculinity to it. And he turns and looks at all of you. Welcome, you are all. And his face turns as his eyes land on Arathea. Right. I understand you are friends of Allura Vysoren, yes?
That is correct.
Well, welcome to Singor. And he says that with a cold, cold look at Arathea.
Stare at him.
who's busy looking at herself, trying to figure out if she has something. Did she spill on herself?
Is there something in my teeth?
Yeah, basically exactly that reaction
Um,
of, is there something in my teeth? Did I forget to put something on? Oh God, is my robe tucked up?
All of us are friends of the Lord by Soren.
Wonderful.
I take a step, like if we're all standing like in a group or in a line, I'll take a step like outside opposite Arathea, like to draw his attention away from her.
Mhm.
And say, we were told to speak with Avarian. I wrote it down, I forgot how to pronounce it. Whatever dude's name was.
That is me. You are speaking with Varian.
Yes. Excellent. It's a pleasure to meet you. Dermot O'Ferry, at your service.
He returns a very slight and elegant bow, as elves do. Their movements are, they do not have happy feet, as I call them. Their movements are very graceful, deliberate, almost cold, but not in a offensive way.
Little offensive.
Well, that's a Dermot.
Yeah. Um, we were told that you could help us with something. And look to Cad and Thurston, who I presume have a little bit more details on what we're actually looking for.
We were told that there was a manuscript here in Singorn that we were hoping to take a look at.
And this manuscript would be.
I believe it's called the Alexander.
The manuscript you seek is with.
Randy, I'm sorry. That was me forgetting, not Cadriel.
You're good, you're good. The manuscript you seek. There's an elf who has kept very close guard of it since she first met him. I assume this is the manuscript of one Enrin Ricky.
That's correct.
Yes, I believe so.
You'll find Lysay Sorvelin in the Reverie Walks, where she has walked for close to 500 years. Whatever this Enrin had told her, it disturbed her so much that she has wandered that labyrinthine location for half a millennia, trying to understand its meaning. I would assume that this manuscript you seek is with her.
Straighten up my posture a little bit. Almost like I've seen Thurston do when he's talking to somebody real important, wants to assert himself. Probably much like when he's talking to Emery's Chainhelm. I try to like emulate his posture. We have new information that directly references the manuscript that we're searching for. So
I'm delighted to know that. What information are you referring to?
I mean, we're still trying to verify it. So I would prefer not to overshare what I'm uncertain of at this time.
Can I roll insight on him for
Yeah.
this bit of the conversation?
Yeah, go for it.
He seems to have perked up when we had new information.
I will roll
on the
insight as
topic.
well.
Okay.
Fucker.
Gadriel has not let go of Arathea's either.
That is a dirty 20 for me.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
So
Whoa.
for
You want me to-
25.
Yeah, I rolled a 1. I'm too irritated with him. She's just focusing on the posture and what, like when
You're doing great.
With a dirty 20, you gather that this elf has a passing curiosity on what new information could possibly go along with a madman's manuscript. And it's even well, actually, you've been around elves long enough that you can understand when they're asking something out of an entertainment purpose. So he's asking, kind of being a dick. Arithea, with your natural 20, you're essentially pulling from everything that this dude has done and said. And you gather that it's not something you're wearing, something you've neglected to do. It is you as a whole person that he was regarding with that disrespect.
He just kind of shrinks.
Raise her hand.
Kind of shrinks down. She's pretty small anyway.
I'll give her hand a little squeeze and kind of like glance at her.
Well, I wish you safe travels. I would
I'm sure you do.
advise erring on the side of caution as you make your way through the streets of Singor.
Well, at least we're already getting a taste of the hostility that I'm sure will be shown here. So thank you for the education. We'll be sure to give Allure by Soren your regards.
Please do. And he doesn't, like, you're not sure how this dude is connected to Allura, but he does not really give two shits the stuff that you're saying. The door is that way. I'm sure you can find yourself out.
Indeed. Can I, as we walk away, just give him one last passing glance and let my eyes start to go black as if I'm going to pop out my shroud, but don't actually pop it out. Just kind of walk past him.
Make an intimidation check.
My dice are not rolling well tonight either. Well, I rolled a 2, so that's a 5.
As you do that, and as you turn and your eyes shift, and the list plays across his face, and you look at the iris of his eyes, which are naturally a beautiful, brilliant green, turn to ice cold. And you feel the temperature in the room drop about 15 degrees as you're walking out.
Maybe did like the heat of summer anyway.
You all step out onto a...
Before we leave, Faraday's gonna take a piece of the hardtack from one of her rations, rumble it in her hands, and just covertly just drop it to her side, right inside the door.
Oh my god.
I don't even. And if you want me to make a sleight of hand, she does it. She's a little drunk and she's spring, so
Amazing.
She's trying to hide it.
No, not
Crumbs are
really.
the worst.
She's not doing a and just but it's just she goes to take it out as if she was gonna eat it and then just crumble it in her hand and just kind of let it fall to the side like she was leaving breadcrumbs, but really it's just to fuck with him.
Go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Also, I think Discord is pooping again. Did you
Yeah,
just
it is.
natty 20? Son of a bitch. So the timing is perfect. As Cadriel steps away, and you feel the temperature drop. He turns and kind of opens his book once again. And as he turns, you see your window and quickly just like put it in the corner and then make your way out of the room.
And as we leave, Dermot doesn't do anything to overtly piss off the dude who helped us, and we're gonna have to come this way to leave.
We'll walk home. We'll walk back to
Yeah.
Amon. Whatever.
That guy's a dick.
Welcome to Spring Faraday. You normally love her.
I do.
Please tell me this is in character that you're yelling at him as he's like a foot away.
You love me.
You love me.
I turn to Cad and say, you know, when Faraday's like this, she's very impressionable. So if you could refrain from just overtly pissing people off for no reason,
I'm sorry,
That would
but
be
he
a
didn't
great
treat
help.
Arathea very well. I just like she just like no.
and we were warned about that. Just don't give them any extra ammo.
Oh,
There's
If
no-
we want to
the-
go back to Amon, we're gonna have to come back this way too.
the hypocrisy of this conversation is just like,
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Oh, I'm not going to put up with anybody treating Arathea in that manner. So there's nothing wrong with her.
Mr. DM, sir. As we're like leaving the door that we're going out of, is that a like we step onto the street, or are we making our way through a house, tower, etc.?
You step out onto the street.
Okay.
You
Ask
step out.
directions? We didn't ask directions, did we?
where are we going? Sorry, I missed
will
that.
actually say that. Real quick question for Faraday and Dermot. How long did you guys stay in Singorn? when you guys ditched?
However long it took to any number, however long they stay in the Feywild.
Yeah.
We stayed from when we arrived to whenever they were gonna leave to go to the material plane. So whenever that schedule is, like if it's like quarterly,
Okay.
then
I
we
would
stayed
say-
probably a number of days to weeks as long as we could, and we definitely stayed we weren't like totally outrageous and out there. I like to think that they stayed kept moving and kept kind of hiding.
Sure. Okay. I
Yeah.
will say that you guys stayed long enough to get a decent bearing of the city. Nitty-gritty and the drugs or whatever the fuck we'll do Singward. But so this map on Roll20, you guys essentially have that in your head.
Perfect.
Okay.
You guys are in the memory ward. We'll say it is one of these towers. Yeah, right over here. That seems fine.
Sorry, that wasn't my goal.
No, it's fine. I want to go here. You step out onto a mostly naturally made road. It's still, made of stone, but it's not roughly hewn. It is as naturalistic as possible. And the buildings around you are made of a beautiful marble with the blue roofing. So everything just has this beautiful spring feel to it. The sun is high in the sky. There is a nice, beautiful breeze that's rolling through. As you guys look through some of the buildings, you can see Lake Ywinlas in all of its beauty. As it is, you see some small boats that are magically propelled, as there are just elves that are just existing in this beautiful space. In addition to that, you can see as you guys are moving through the city that there are several elves, mostly elves, that are on the streets. In this area, you are noticing a lot of elves that have this sort of pale, sort of silk-esque cloak, robe, that is a grayish tone, and they seem a little bit more aloof than some of the other elves that you're seeing as they're walking through the streets. You can recognize that some of the elves in this area are dreamer elves. Faraday and Dermot, you would kind of have this knowledge. The Memory Ward is dedicated to preserving just that, the memory and existence and history of elves in their entirety. Um, as such, there are elves that devote themselves to this purpose, and they are just known as dreamer elves. They actually maximize their trances that they go into to continue this work. Those elves, as you're passing by, they don't seem to react too much. Um, you, Arthea, you do recognize that one or two of them may have looked in your direction with a more of a quizzical reaction, but nothing beyond that. As you're passing by the other elves that are dressed in nice finery, that look like they could possibly be some sort of dignitary or anything like that, those elves are reacting to all of you just as much as they are reacting to Arthea. And it's not long. I'd say it's about 20 minutes or so before coming up the road in front of you is a group of 5 elven guards. They are wearing sort of golden armor that sort of curls up, so they have a shoulder pauldron that kind of guards one side, and they each carry spears that have this sort of, I don't want to just pull from Tolkien or Peter Jackson, but like sort of Rivendelian sort of look to their.
This is Rivendell.
It's Rivendell.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
this is Rivendell.
We are in Rivendell.
But they approach, and as they do, they kind of, march in a line towards you, and the one in the middle raises his hand. I would ask what your business is in Singon.
You're looking for Lissev Sorvelian.
And why?
You have business with her? We were sent by Allura Vysoren anymore.
Well, unfortunately, times are trying, and outsiders are not permitted within the city limits of Singon. I would ask that you and your party, and his eyes again, Arthea, you are feeling just the heat on you as now some of the other elves around you on the streets are looking. I would ask that you and your party leave the city immediately.
That's not a thing. I have something to say about that.
I'm going to write on my live journal.
Zanga, excuse
I
me.
was gonna say.
Aim
Wow.
message. You need to put the passive aggressive aim.
I'm going to
message
set
on
my
there.
Yeah.
status on
Yeah,
it.
set your status.
Excuse me while I update MySpace.
Mhm. Make sure to put a new playlist with it.
You are no longer my
Oh,
top 8,
man.
okay?
Excuse me?
That's really what this is about.
I am going to cast Friends on myself.
Okay.
And I am going to step forward and say, we have a specific inquiry with this individual, and I assure you, the moment our business is concluded, we will return. We would welcome an escort if that would put you at ease. I'm told that we're not going far. She's in the Reverie Walks, as last we were told.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. I know it's supposed to give you advantage.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say it removes the disadvantage that I was going to impose.
Okay. 23. Sweet talking people is kind of my thing.
Very well. But the pallid
Stays with us.
No, don't. Go with them.
Arthea.
Gentlemen,
No.
We don't have time.
I'm not leaving you by yourself with them.
I'll be fine.
I heartily feel that's necessary. You're welcome to join us. Again, if that allays your concerns.
You want her to just stand in the middle of the street attracting attention? Or you could
I
be
would
escorting
prefer
all of us to a private place that doesn't attract the
private
attention.
place. A private place that could very well house one of the crowning artifacts of the elven people.
She's no threat.
You will be
I
kept-
apologize.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Thurston.
I apologize that we clearly do not understand the complexities of this city. We are, as you said, outsiders, so we apologize for that. Would it be possible, if you feel it's better, to perhaps retrieve the person we need to speak to and meet in a more neutral location here in the city? We care only that we're able to deliver the necessary information. The location within the city doesn't matter to us if it's better to be somewhere else.
Make another persuasion check. I will say, yeah, just a regular persuasion check.
I was gonna say, Faraday's not helping.
but-
Don't give her assistance.
Dirty 20.
His eyes again hover over Arthea. You will be escorted to the wilds, or to the walks. And I would hope that you move with urgency to find your quarry.
We very much appreciate your assistance and understanding.
You're not looking to stay in this place longer than we have to. You need to speak with her so that we can.
You don't know what the walks are, do you? Come, I shall explain. You can see the other guards, all of them actually regard the one like, the fuck? And he just sort of gives them a look and orders them in Elvish to take up positions just to provide an escort. He walks closely, distancing. He's essentially on the opposite side where Arthea is. It explains. Wherever he walks is a labyrinth. A labyrinth that houses the stone of the Arkheart. It is a pure diamond carved in the likeness of Korla, our originator. It is a place of worship and enlightenment. And if one is not careful, it becomes their prison. Elves, suppose you refer to it as the trance that we go into. This is one such place where that trance can be magnified, where more information can be given. I would advise walking with purpose, keeping your focus on a singular goal in locating your friend. Although, if I may say so, nobody has been able to do so in 500 years. I believe she has become what you humans call an urban legend.
Well, I certainly understand your hesitation in escorting us. So, again, thank you for being willing to take us.
Nods, but you could tell he's questioning his decision here, but he's owning up to his word. You guys, oh, go ahead.
In the interest of fairness, by the time we get to the walks, they all know I used magic to modify my persuasion.
Make me an insight check. Dermot only.
I would like to,
14.
really quick, I'm going to take proficiency in nature today from my Whispers of the Dead feature since it's
Okay.
still early.
That's fair. 14.
Correct.
You know that the magic has worn off at this point, but they don't seem to react.
Okay. I assume that that they know and that they're not happy about it. Almost a little surprised that they haven't said anything about it or done anything about it.
You come around this bend in the road, and the beautiful marble buildings with the blue roofs and all that are starting to dissipate at this point. As now it's becoming more natural. There's still the loosely natural road before you, but now it's starting to be overtaken a little bit more by nature. And now you're starting to see, flitting through the sky, pixies, fairies of all kinds. Faraday, you definitely see one float down. It's a little baby. No real recollection or anything like that, but this little baby pixie just sort of flies around your head and like an annoying butterfly just lands on your nose for a hot second. And you can see that it is a baby pixie. Like in terms of human years, it's maybe no more than like 10. Hi,
Hello.
you're pretty.
You're cute too.
Thanks. You can see her teeny little cheeks blush. What's your name?
Faraday?
My name's Ina.
Nice to meet you.
Can we be friends?
Sure. I won't be here
Awesome.
long, but we can be friends for now.
Okay. Where are you going?
To another part of the city.
Where?
She'll just kind of point in like a general direction. Like, they're pixies. She's not gonna
You
give
can
like
point,
a
like up at nothing. And
yeah.
Then
Faraday's smarter than that. Like, she knows pixies, so like she's just gonna point in like a general direction, like kind of like over there somewhere. This pixie's very lucky she's not Summer, because she'd be paced.
Watch your
I
bag,
I
Faraday.
was just like fly swat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She would be. Fuck pixies.
oh.
What? Just be safe in there. And I'll see you. I'll come and visit.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
Okay. And you see them fly off.
Bye.
You see her teeny little arm.
Better check your bag, Faraday.
Hmm.
Right back.
Make an investigation check if you want.
Yeah. 17.
I assume just, and this is sort of like if you're going to the city and you know you're going to be stopping by like some shops or whatever, you have like a small bit of cash somewhere.
Yeah.
You find, you keep like 5 gold ready on hand. One of your gold pieces is gone.
Oh, that little. Gonna.
Oh, Pixie.
Taste isn't sounding so bad now, isn't it?
Just get in and get out.
As you continue to walk, now it is very much just natural trees and brushes and shrubs have now sort of commanded where this road leads. And it comes to a roughly cobbled together group of stones that look like it could have been some sort of half wall. Maybe it was like the start of like an arch of some kind, but this half wall leads to a very thick brush with a little bit of a clearing on the other side, but you can clearly see it that it kind of continues forward. It almost looks like a really weird natural hedge maze sort of image before you. The guard orders the other guards to stop, and he stands to the side and says, box.
Gladius,
Yes, this is mighty pretty.
we could use an extra pair of eyes in here.
As you wish. And you can see that the eyes just widen. Look.
Oh, Gladius, so much.
I might need you today. Just be ready.
At your will.
Arathea, stay close to me, okay?
The guards part, and then the guard that you had been speaking with mutters to the others, and they turn and start.
Could you and
Can I
Dermot
make
deal
a
with this place?
Can I make a
Sorry about that.
perception check to try and hear what they mutter to them to each other?
Sure. Good.
It's not your fault.
Probably
Arathea.
not. 10.
You get fools in actually
I don't know Elvish.
what you do not, never mind. You get some schmools.
Schmools.
You know Sylvan.
I do know Sylvan.
Okay, I was gonna say it was actually gonna be in Sylvan, so you do get the term for fools muttered in Sylvan.
Cool.
But it's like a part of a sentence, so the rest of it is who knows.
You can assume.
Goodness.
It's just the slang word they were using.
Schmools.
Schmools.
We weren't going to leave you, Arathea. No matter what.
Never.
I'm just saying. Elves are complicated and
Yeah,
judgmental.
well.
Be that as it may, people can usually be reasoned with.
That's why we have
We'll
Thurston.
see. That is
And
true.
Soldiers
and
less
and
soften
Dermot.
than others.
And Dermot. Either way, I think we should perhaps try and be in and out of here as quickly as possible.
I agree.
I agree.
Yes. Is this place. I mean, from what he was telling us, is it just, do you think, a particular danger to elves or to anyone?
I don't know if they would even know. Don't think it's a place that a lot of non-elves walk.
That
Judging by
said,
our reception, I don't think it's a place that many non-elves are allowed to walk. So, let's not take advantage of their hospitality any longer than we need to. And I start walking in.
start following Dermot, but I kind of paused to say, that said, if we have to spend the night in here, Arathea, maybe it's better if you sleep tonight instead of meditating.
Looks confused.
You said it would affect your trance. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, and I don't know that we should find out.
I'll think
Walk
about
on.
it.
All right.
Hopefully we're not in here long enough that it becomes a problem. Honestly, I think they might have been expecting us to go in and wander for the next 500 years. Would solve
Yeah,
the
well-
problem.
Dermot turns around and while walking, as Arathea says, and walking in, and he turns around and does his spooky fingers and never return.
Exactly.
Some of us can't be in here for 500 years.
You'd be surprised at what you can do with time.
Hey Dermot.
Oh,
Let's say at this point you guys have been walking for
we'll start walking.
a few minutes. As you turn and say that, you guys watch as
Dexterity
a
save.
shrub. I will actually need a dexterity saving throw.
Call
As
it.
a shrub of thorns immediately starts shooting up to try to cut you off from Dermot in front of you.
All of us
Are we
need to
all
make
doing the
dex
deck
saves?
save or just?
Just Dermot. Because he talked shit.
Case
And
study.
rolled
Four.
shit too.
4.
Oh.
So
That is a 7.
okay. So you guys watch as this horrible mess of thorns just like starts grabbing at Dermot, and he is completely wrapped in this horrific little death trap. Dermot, you are going to take a whole 4 points of piercing damage, and you are restrained as you feel the thorn vines are wrapped around you, and you cannot move.
Excellent. Have
Yeah,
we taken a
Gladius.
long rest recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
Yes,
did.
we did
Oh,
spend the
we
night
yes,
in
we
the.
did.
we did
in
get
the
a long
suite.
rest during
We
our
did.
night of
Debauchery.
night of debauchery.
Called
I-
debauchery.
It's not quite debauchery. We've had much worse nights.
I guess we're essentially wedding crashers.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We're
Yeah.
cock blocks is the phrase
Basically.
that we're looking
Yeah,
for.
that's correct.
I don't think that is quite the right term.
It's the best
Taco
one we got
block.
right now.
Hey, Gladius, how do you feel about bushwhacking?
I've slain many a great foe, I think, but a bush, that is my greatest enemy. Unsheath me, and I shall rend this bush in two. Or three, depending
Can
on
I attempt an athletics or acrobatics check first? Try
Go
and
for
just
it.
get out.
Go for. You sure you don't want Cadriel to start hacking at the thing that's wrapped
God.
around you?
No, and I will say as much.
Yeah.
No,
maybe we
no.
should-
Let me try and just get out. We don't need to add destruction of property to our rap sheet.
Just never let me have it.
Go ahead and make your choice of athletics or acrobatics check.
15 acrobatics.
Okay. It takes you a couple minutes. I'll say that people kind of have to chip in with like, no, put your arm
Pull-
over that and like do
pull
the
back
more
the-
support.
Mm.
Yeah,
Adele just keeps
pull
going,
back
"Are you
some
sure
of the
you
branch.
don't-"
Yeah.
She just keeps going, "Are you sure you don't want me to? I can."
No, let's not make it more
You
angry.
feel- You feel as you're holding Gladius that he's like, let me at him. Let me at them. I will carve it in two. Continue to talk shit on the bush. But eventually, you do climb out of the thorn bush. I will say, in doing so, you take 1 more point.
Okay.
And as you are retrieved, you can see that the thorn vines sort of grasp at the air that you were just in for a moment before you can see that they slowly start to slink back into the walls of this hedge maze sort of structure that you guys are standing in.
Did the guards give you any instructions?
Not.
I gesture towards the vines and say no, and I don't think. Although I think we know why these walks have their reputation.
I assume you guys continue forward.
Yes.
As we do, I'm going to evoke my Crimson Right.
Okay.
Fire damage.
I'm just gonna
Um,
keep Gladius out just in case.
Okay.
I will caution Cat against that. If the vines were able to grab me, probably see you brandishing a sword.
I mean, nothing is safe in here. I'm not going to use it unless needed.
They don't know that. And even if they did, I doubt they.
Right, and I put it back off.
Give me a moment.
Watch my back, Gladius, will you?
Absolutely.
And I am actually going to stealth.
Okay.
What is the ground like? Is it just dirt ground?
Dirt ground, some haphazard rocks or stones,
Okay.
periodically show up in your field of view, but it's just a sort of a natural path.
Okay. So it's not like cobblestone paths.
No.
Okay. I've not had the time to invest in a pair of rubber goat shoes.
Or shoes
Oh.
of elven kind.
Yes.
That is a 12 stealth.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to necessarily be unseen. I'm just trying to be light of hoof.
Light.
Sorry. Wasn't expecting that term. Okay. Sounds good.
Fleet of hoof? Is that the term you were expecting?
Okay. So this natural maze that you guys are walking through eventually opens up. And as you guys are walking through, I want to make it clear too that the air gets a little bit thick, but not overwhelmingly so. You're just registering that there's a little bit of a difference in the air around you. Everything seems to just like the sunlight coming through the trees just looks a little bit brighter and a little bit more beautiful. The wind, the slight breeze that comes through is a little bit more refreshing, a little bit more cool. It's just like the natural traits of springtime, a little bit elevated. Um, and as this hedge maze comes to an open clearing, you can actually see this tree that is almost like a red oak, but it's old. You can see that a lot of the branches have started to sort of sag, and the luster in its texture is starting to go. And this tree, in the way that it's sort of leaning, it almost looks like somebody hunched over. And as you're moving through, you see the tree slowly turn and look in your direction, and you can hear through the sound of crackling branches and bark, you hear what sounds like a voice coming from this thing saying, I am on my last days. Please tell me something of the outside.
What language is it speaking?
It is speaking. What languages does everybody know?
Sylvan.
Abyssal,
Sylvan.
Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, and Elvish.
Okay.
And it's touch of
Celestial.
Draconic.
Celestial, Common, Marquesian, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
Okay.
Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
It is speaking in Sylvan. Please tell me something of the outside before I leave.
Did anyone else?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It wants to know. It asks for news of the outside world.
Do trees often talk in the Feywild?
Everything
Yes.
talks in the
Yes,
Feywild.
they do.
Okay.
Does it want to know that the stars are going out? That seems like a
I mean, that
horrible
is-
last
it is-
thing to hear.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
I
Probably not the whole dragons destroying cities thing either.
Mm,
I mean, is there any
Good news.
good news?
village that it's a glorious spring in Imam. The city is well on track to becoming beautiful again since dragon attack.
I translate that into. Sylvan.
You can see this giant redwood sort of sink low to the ground, almost as if it's getting closer to here.
Please tell me more. What is this Imam?
Iman is a great city on the material plane. It was beset by a dragon. But a group of mighty heroes vanquished the dragon and saved the city.
Oh, that's wonderful news. I do hope that the city can continue to flourish.
You see, it's taking this labored breath.
I think it's time for me to rest now.
I have a question if you can spare a moment.
Ask
We're
anything.
we're looking for someone apparently lost here. Sorvelen is their name. Do you know this person?
Sorvelen. Yes. She searches for the originator. She seeks information for Alexander.
We may have information of Alexander. Can you point us the way to her?
Boy, no, I cannot. This place twists and turns, as do the days of spring. I do wish you luck in finding Sorvelen.
Thank you. Now, rest and perhaps we'll meet again.
I do so hope so.
As he says this last line, you can see that the bark and the luster and the color of this tree starts to gray. And this previously slow moving tree freezes in place, as almost as if he is petrified. And it is now a tree. Just a regular tree.
Does that often happen here? Places like this?
In the city, I'm not quite sure, but elsewhere in the Feywild, it is a regular occurrence. He did know of the woman we're looking for, but was not able to point the way. Wished us luck, though.
Something.
He's kinder than the people we've come across. I mean, if everything talks in the Feywild, like Faraday said, does that mean we could ask anything here?
If they've enchanted their garden to be like the Feywild, this tree may just be a
I mean,
one of a
are there
kind.
any
As you guys have this conversation, you are continuing forward.
walk and talk?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are definitely in. It's strange because you were just in this sort of high brush, difficult to move through hedge maze, and now it's this prairie with this beautiful waist high grass, or for Dermot, head-high grass. Um,
I'm not quite that short. I'm
Shoulder
still
high.
medium size.
It's like chest high, maybe.
Yeah.
sure.
I'm like dwarf height, still medium size.
Barely.
You are continuing forward, and you're moving through the brush. I will need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, really good at those.
Against what type of effect?
Oh yeah, good point.
It is not fear.
Is it a
It's-
charm?
Yes.
Or a
It is a charm effect.
Okay.
18.
The elves and the fae. Advantage.
17.
Natural 20.
Doesn't
That's-
matter anyway.
You rolled a 1, didn't you?
No, I
Oh,
rolled
natural
a 10.
20.
I rolled a 10, but I rolled an 8
And
and
a natural
9.
1.
Oh,
I rolled a natural 1 and a
Nice.
natural 20. So I'm
Solid.
really glad I have advantage.
Nice.
10.
All right.
Total is 25.
Okay.
Both.
Cool. As you are moving through this prairie, and the sun is beautifully bright, and the sky is beautifully blue, Faraday, as you are moving through this prairie, you could swear that you heard something in the brush to your right. And taking a glance, you see a familiar face. Face you've not seen since you left the Feywild. You see a gold dragonborn laying in the brush. They have almost like a picnic blanket out. And they have a water skin that you know is probably filled with something fucking... It'll knock your teeth out. It's that good. You see that there's baskets of fruit. It just looks wonderful. There's a little bit of incense that they've also lit as well. So just pairing with the beautiful smells of spring, it just looks that they're having a wonderful time. And they look up and say, "Have you been all this time?"
She'll call her name. She'll yell Faraday and just bolt for her.
Okay. You guys watch as Faraday bolts into the prairie grass.
Why is she yelling her own?
As you,
We don't see... Those who save don't see this person.
nope.
Why was she yelling her own name?
That's really
Um,
strange.
Can she get her back?
I am going to chase after her,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
And I'm
Uh,
going to just burn the spell slot.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic, and you are getting illusory and charm effects in the grass itself.
I am going to, if I can, or when I can, I am going to try and grab Faraday and just kind of like stop her.
Okay. I will say... I would
I mean,
probably
he's
say
faster than me,
Dermot,
technically.
hearing Faraday yell Faraday and start running, Dermot, I feel like would know.
Her name,
No.
Dermot
like,
knows who she is.
Right after.
Yeah.
So I will say you make it about halfway before you feel Dermot grab you. Go ahead and make me another wisdom saving throw.
You're watching this, like, what the fuck is happening?
14?
Stay wild.
14.
It's
You
nice.
feel Dermot grab you and pull, but it doesn't matter. No, she's right there. She's fine. And you are convinced that this Faraday that you are seeing before you is real, and they are inviting you to join their picnic.
Dermot, let go!
Okay, I guess it's a grapple check.
Yeah, she goes to pull away.
Okay. I will
Dermot,
need,
do you need help?
what is it?
Yes, help, please.
Athletics?
Athletics, yeah.
Uh,
I get
I,
athletics.
who am initiating the grapple, must roll athletic.
I get to
Uh,
roll
The defender
acrobatics.
gets to choose.
And
Can
I
I
choose
run-
acrobatics.
Okay.
Can I run after Dermot and like try to help him like pull her?
I will say.
I'll dash and run if you need
You'll
to.
dash. Yeah, that's right. You have a million movement speed.
Yeah. I can
Uh,
move up to 90 feet technically,
Jeez.
but 60
Okay.
with my movement and bonus action.
Okay, Dermot, go ahead and roll yours with advantage as Kat is joining in to help you.
Oh, thank goodness. Not that it'll probably help.
Mm-mm.
16.
16 and
20.
Sam,
24.
Yeah.
24.
It is
She is-
impossible for me to roll that high.
She is convinced, you guys. Like,
You both are trying real hard to get a grip on her, but she is absolutely driven and is not listening to anything that you guys are saying, so she does slip out and bolt. Faraday. As you get closer, you hear, "Yes, no, come, it's wonderful over here." And to you, you are now seated with Faraday, enjoying this beautiful drink and sampling the fruits. Everybody else, go ahead. Well, actually, Dermot and Kat, given that you guys are the closest, go ahead and make me a perception check. And Thurston and Arthea, what are you guys doing?
I mean, I've been
Um,
following along. I'm
You were
just not as
following.
We
fast.
would have chased. Yeah, we I think are about the same speed, so would
Yeah.
probably be a little ways behind Cad.
We're huffing it.
Yeah.
17.
then
The two
you guys also make a
scholars.
perception check.
two non
17.
athletic scholars. It's okay, guys.
Dermot, what'd you get?
8.
8. Good.
Good job, buddy. You're doing great today.
I'm
There's
trying.
I know.
Thurston and Arthea, what did you guys get?
Oh, natty 20, 25.
Okay.
Thurston's just like
Perception
jogging
is
in his
18.
sandals.
18. Okay. With an 18 or above, as you guys look at where Faraday is going, you see that basically she like disappears for a moment under the tall grass. And as you kind of make your way through and push the grass apart, you see a hag, almost spider-like, kneeling very close to the ground as they have both hands on Faraday's head as they're just
Oh,
they're long, their fingers are longer. They have like 3 more knuckles and it ends with these long claws. You see that there are rags on her. Her long black hair is matted to her face as she is just breathing in, and you're seeing something coming off of Faraday. Faraday, take 1 off of your constitution.
How close are we to
Can-
her?
I'd say you guys are about with the tall grass. I'm gonna say you guys spot this at about 45 or 50 feet away.
Can I use my movement and my bonus action again to dash to catch up with Faraday and the
will
hag?
say- oh, go ahead. I will say at this point, what we're gonna do, we're gonna roll initiative, and I'm gonna say we're gonna continue this next time
Mhm.
because to throw a curveball at you guys, I was like, I'm not gonna use that map, but now I have to find a map. And so to save time, and given that it is 9:10 for us, I know it's about a little after 10 for you guys. I know it's a shorter session. I know we started a little bit late, but I want to make sure to build out the rest of this for you guys.
Yeah.
But if you guys would like, get your guys' initiative. Select the right layer.
I wanted to, as soon as I caught up, I'll just tell you what I want to do.
Okay.
I wanted to, as soon as I catch up with Faraday, just say, leave her alone, and then pop out my shroud at the hag.
Nice. All right, cool.
I don't know if I'll be able to catch up with her or not, so we'll see.
Well, my natty 1 says,
No.
no, I don't catch up.
Okay.
Nah.
Coughing. Just
Yep. Whew.
What's
know
your
what?
total, Thurston?
Cocked.
Two.
All right.
You're not a
13 for me.
cleric!
He's honoring her dead memory.
You shut up.
Dermot, what'd you get?
Oh,
22.
Amazing.
Faraday.
10.
Arthea.
21.
Okay. I've got the initiative set up for next time. But to everybody who tuned in, thank you so much. We love you very much. This is my first actual true Feywild thing that I've ever run. So,
Yay.
yeah,
I'm so excited.
about this.
I was excited.
It really helps having a list of things that I could possibly throw at you guys. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, but everybody, we love you so much. Be nice to each other. Keep an eye on socials because I'm guessing we're probably going to start advertising for Extra Life coming
Yeah.
in a few weeks.
When I get my life together.
What's that like?
Yeah, about that.
I don't know.
What?
This weekend, probably.
Yeah. Anywho, we love you very much, and we will see you. I'm so glad we're back to doing this.
Yay!
Yes.
We'll see you guys next week for more Decisions and Dragons.
Bye!
Good night, Internet.
Night.